recording. And I'm then going to click share screen. And I once again thank each one of you for being here. We are today launching a new business. And I suppose, though there have been a couple of preliminary conversations in advance, I would describe this as the initial conversation. And so, for those of you that are here right now, this is a moment of profound opportunity, a moment of incredible possibility. The key is this: you will be the catalyst ingredient to the success of your business. I'm going to describe to you a series of elements that have been long proven to be required for success in a home-based business model. And I'm going to describe to you the ways that I consider this to be a standout, different experience than anything we've had before. And further, as the day goes on today, there will be several other conversations. This first conversation is telling you what the opportunity is. This conversation is not telling you how to act upon the opportunity, how to generate income in the opportunity, what business building strategies are. This is telling you what the opportunity is. And so before I even advance and go to the first slide, NUEVA. And some of you are saying, but Randy, I thought we were going to talk about LevAI today. We were going to talk about LevAI later in the day in the onboarding process, because that is where it belongs as a tool in the development of another income stream. And so we'll talk here about the dynamics of NUEVA. What is NUEVA? NUEVA is a wellness company. NUEVA is a consumer product development company. NUEVA represents a business opportunity of some kind, of some size. Some number of years ago, when I was at a point of crossroads in my career, I'd been a stockbroker for a period of time. And the absolute truth is that I didn't choose to leave that industry. That industry chose to leave me. And I found myself needing something different. And I was drawn towards the idea of entrepreneurship, solopreneurship. The fact that I had just been fired from my job made me want to never have a job again. It made me want to be responsible for and have complete accountability for my successes. And so I gravitated towards home-based business. And I've learned over the course of the last some 35 years, 35 years of mostly remarkable success and some agonizing defeats, because that's the way that life is. I've come to understand with complete clarity what the elements are that are required from the company standpoint, from the product standpoint, and so on, and from the individual standpoint to have a true remarkable financial breakthrough. My hope is to help you be among those people who has a truly remarkable financial breakthrough. I've come to know and understand specifically and exactly what the elements are that are required for success in a business such as this. And here at NUEVA, I want to say loudly and repeatedly, the star of the show is the product offering. And I'm going to focus my business on the physical, tangible consumer product side of the business. There is an extraordinary premium travel offering as well. That may, in fact, be something that I add to my dialogue as time goes on. Right now, I'm focusing my attention on this group of wellness products, and there are a variety of reasons for it. And so it states below two product paths. That is the truth. I will focus this conversation and my early business efforts in NUEVA on creating creating a consumer base and satisfying the needs of that consumer base with a product category that is completely red hot. And I know that it's challenging to listen to somebody read off a sheet, but today, I asked AI about the market in peptides. When we look here, it says high impact, leading edge wellness products. Several of these products have as core components peptides. Peptide is a red hot industry, sometimes spoken of in glowing terms and sometimes spoken of in derogatory terms. I want to read to you a little bit about the peptide market simply for this reason. Many years ago, when I was embarking upon my entry into the home-based business or entrepreneurship arena, choosing consciously to exit the world of employment and enter the world of entrepreneurship, I was handed a book. It was called Innovation and Entrepreneurship, authored by a gentleman named Peter Drucker. And I think at that point in time, he's long since passed away, but I think at that point in time, probably recognized as maybe the foremost business mind in the world. And I'll encapsulate it, I'll make it my words, not his, but what he said was this: growth multiplies and magnifies efforts. If we put ourselves in an environment where the product, the service, the concept, the idea, whatever it is, where the demand for it tomorrow will by definition be greater than the demand is today, that will give us the opportunity to earn new market share without taking it from someone else. And I adopted that principle years ago, put myself in environments where the demand for what is being offered is assured to be greater tomorrow than it is today, or at least where all logic suggests that will be the case. And so if growth is what multiplies and magnifies efforts, and the company offers a group of health, appearance, and wellness products that are peptide-based, then I think one needs to understand what is the market dynamic of peptides, where is it going, because that will influence one's decision to be involved in the distribution of such products. And so here it states, the peptide market has witnessed an astounding surge in growth recently, particularly in the United States and Canada. This remarkable expansion is reshaping the landscape of health and wellness industries, giving rise to innovative solutions, that's us, that promise enhanced vitality and well-being for countless individuals. And so pause there and ask yourself, is that an attractive thing? Enhanced vitality and well-being for countless individuals. Yes, at NUEVA Peptide Health. And that's simply what I call my little distributorship, my entry into this business. At NUEVA Peptide Health, we're at the forefront of this revolution, committed to delivering cutting-edge peptide and regenerative health solutions uniquely tailored to our clients' customers' needs. But what drives this explosive growth? Let's explore the key factors propelling the peptide market's success across North America. I'm not going to read all of this because it's a bit long, but I want to read enough of it for you to have complete certainty of this simple fact. Growth is what multiplies and magnifies efforts, and the demand for peptide-based products for health solutions is skyrocketing. And so we put that first factor required for success on our side. Firstly, there is a burgeoning public interest in personalized medicine and wellness, which has significantly fueled the demand for peptide-based therapies. As individuals become more informed and proactive about their health, the appeal of treatments that can be specifically designed to meet individual health needs becomes increasingly irresistible. Peptides, with their ability to mimic natural processes in the body, offer promising solutions for improved muscular and cognitive functions. Think for a moment about the status of the domestic, the United States, and the Canadian populations. Think of one of the tremendous challenges our society faces is the continued aging of the baby boom, that huge bulge in society who gradually transition to other parts of life, making bigger pressure on the various services that seniority requires. And yet, in many cases, the productivity, which has fueled our economy, gets less as people slow down with advanced age. And when it talks here about improved muscular and cognitive functions, accelerated recovery, and anti-aging benefits, would this or would this not be? Are these or are these not concepts would be very, very important to enormous blocks of our society. And would there be societal benefit for everyone if we are able to retain for some, even for one day longer, cognitive functioning in a person for whom is at risk? Would that not be a big thing? Being able to retain muscular abilities, being able to retain the last vestiges of youth, that is a market that is growing at a rate never before seen. This growing sophistication in health choices underscores the importance of personalized approaches, such as those offered by NUEVA Peptide Health, making these therapies an attractive option for consumers longing for enhanced vitality. And I'm going to skip now down to the very last paragraph, and it says, in conclusion, the incredible growth of the peptide market in the United States and Canada is a testament to the synergy between consumer demand for personalized health solutions, groundbreaking biotechnological advancements, and supportive regulatory landscapes. At NUEVA Peptide Health, our mission is aligned with these trends as we strive to offer top-tier, customized peptide solutions that empower our clients to achieve their health goals. This dynamic market not only promises a brighter, healthier future for individuals, but also heralds a new era of therapeutic innovation. As we look ahead, the peptide sector momentum shows no signs of slowing down, promising exciting developments and opportunities for those who embrace this transformative wave. And so, in analyzing any business opportunity, and here we talk in this session, this first session this morning, about what is it? What is the opportunity? The opportunity is to create distribution. Whether one is creating distribution in the formation of a customer base, we'll talk about that possibility, or whether one is creating distribution in the development of a leadership team, which will use, consume, and invite others to use and consume, and many of that leadership team also establishing big customer bases and earning royalties. What is the opportunity? The opportunity is to be in front of one of the most dynamic growth environments in the marketplace today. Because why? Because growth is what multiplies and magnifies efforts, and so therefore the opportunity is to identify what is the star of the show. The star of the show is the product line being offered by NUEVA, cutting edge peptide based health solutions and appearance solutions being offered at prices that are lower than, not greater than, that which is available generally in the marketplace. That is the opportunity. Once again, I focus on the stars of the show here. The first element required for success in a venture such as this is a product that matters to people. I can say today with absolute tremendous confidence that anyone who is at or around my age, now notice I can only talk about my own personal experience. That's why I need you to talk about your experience. There are needs that a physical body would have at 40 years that are 40 years of age that are different than my body needs at 68 years. There are different needs that we have based upon gender. There are different needs that we have based upon lifestyle. This particular product, NUEVA Body, has made a remarkable difference for me. I've known of this impending product introduction, of bringing this to our organization for a few weeks, couple of months, and I've had the benefit, the privilege of using the product for a period of time. And if we take a look, we've talked about the stars of the show, the star generally being the product offering. And then we talk about the stars specifically being the peptides that are inclusive there in the offering. And so there, if we take a look over there, it says ingredients, 5 amino, 1 MQ, and SLU PP-332. These are peptides. Let's see what it says in the marketing bullet. It says supports healthy energy, metabolism, and cellular performance. Helps maintain lean body composition and active muscle tone, supports metabolic efficiency, promotes healthy mitochondria function. And of course, what is mitochondria? That is the energy creation device of our body. Encourages overall strength, endurance, and physical resilience. So now we share what? Our experience, strength, and our hope, our own personal experience. And my own experience is that at 68 years of age, I've done my best to retain youth. But some things I can't change. I can't change the fact that because I've chosen to live life very aggressively, that pretty much all parts of my body that you can see I've broken somewhere along the way, or I've had dislocated, or I've had to have surgically repaired. I mean, there's been a lot to it. And I tell you that for most of my life, physical pain as a result of those historic injuries was not an issue. In the last decade of my life, it's become a fairly significant issue, sometimes a primary issue. Some combination of the three products that I'm using at NUEVA has completely changed the experience that I have when I first get out of bed in the morning. I mean, completely changed. I wake up and I don't feel pain. That's quite a difference. There's something in the combination of products that I'm consuming that has completely changed my digestive health in a very short period of time. I mean, a very short period of time. I consider 3 weeks or 4 weeks to be quite different. My digestive health, all things from all that is implied, is just significantly different than it was before I began to use this particular product offering. Now, we're going to talk not just about NUEVA Body, but we're going to talk about NUEVA Body. We'll talk also about NUEVA Nitro. And this slide was out of order here. I want a different one to be there first. So I'm going to come back to this one in a second. And NUEVA Beauty. Now, the truth is that I don't wake up in the morning and my first primary concern is not how I look. That's the truth. But is it true that I want to look as good as I can for as long as I can, given my gene pool and where I am in life? Of course I do. And I actually did not begin using the NUEVA Beauty product in the beginning just because it said that beauty. And I considered that that sounded feminine to me and it sounded like something that I don't pursue. However, I started using the product and I started using it. Why? Because I wanted the benefit of all of the peptides. And so let's again read quickly what are the bullet points? Renew, rejuvenate, radiate. Yeah. Supports the body's natural renewal processes, helps reduce the appearance of puffiness, provokes healthy looking skin, promotes healthy looking skin, and contributes to healthy looking hair and scalp, supports a healthy gut skin connection. Those are the bullet points. But now let's look at the star of the show again. What are the stars? Well, more peptides, GHK-CU, BPC-157, and KPV. So once again, I turn to facts because I don't want to rely upon my recollection of facts. Right now, I'm too new, too early in the development of this. One day, this will all be perfectly committed to memory. But right now, I want to make sure I don't make any mistakes. And so, since these are the stars of the show, then let's contemplate what exactly is the star. At NUEVA, we are passionate about pioneering innovations that breathe life into new experiences and boldly explore health-enhancing frontiers. Today, we delve into the fascinating world of peptides, small chains of amino acids That's a peptide. I didn't know before getting involved in this company. What is a peptide? Small chains of amino acids that have long been celebrated for their therapeutic potential. These tiny powerhouses serve as building blocks of proteins in our body and have taken the health industry by storm with their promising benefits. As we examine the remarkable effects of peptides such as GHKCU, BPC-157, KPV, 5-amino 1-MQ, and SLUP P-332. These the peptides contained in NUEVA Body and in NUEVA Beauty. This is what these are the principal reasons for the outcome changes that I'm having as it relates to peptides, and then similarly outcome changes that relate to nitro. But talking first about the peptides. Peptides offer a wide variety of health benefits. And as I read this, ask yourself, would you like to have these benefits? Second, expand your mind. Now, it is not simply about making a consuming choice. That's one choice one can make, but it's about making a choice of becoming involved in the distribution of this product offering. And then ask yourself, are there other people? Are there other people? Forget the people that you know. Are there other people out there in the world who would like to benefit from these things? Peptides offer a wide array of health benefits that can transform how we interact with our well being, a principle deeply rooted in Nueva's mission. Among these, GHKCU has emerged as a stellar performer, often hailed for its regenerative properties. Studies have suggested its effectiveness in wound healing, skin regeneration, and anti inflammatory responses. This copper peptide is not only celebrated for its aesthetic benefits, but also lends itself to enhanced systemic recovery, an exciting revelation as we seek solutions that harmonize inner vitality with outer aesthetics. I think about this for a moment. We learn, like I should say, I learn most effectively from my life's experiences. And my life's experiences are the things that are emblazoned, I think, most permanently into my mind and into my psyche. And I remember as my father, he did not enjoy good, robust health the last several years of his life. Some self imposed by alcoholism, others not, others genetically. And the genetic part is the part that I've got to watch out very closely because that is my gene pool. But my father, as he neared the end of his life, his immune system functions became devastated really by various medications he was required to take. And ultimately, his immune system no longer had the ability to heal wounds. And as he spent the last portion of his life in a bed, he wound up with bed sores. And I had heard of the word bed sores. I had never witnessed one. What a ghastly experience and occurrence. What a miserable thing for people to go through. And I think back at that, it says wound healing. When he was going through his experience, these peptides had not yet been brought to market. And I, of course, can't know, but I wonder how his experience might have differed had he had the ability to utilize GHKCU. And I think of the number of people, the number of parents, aging parents. Many of us have aging parents. Some of us are at that further advanced stages ourselves. But is it not true that you know a lot of people whose lives would be benefited if, in fact, wound care changed? The answer is yes. Wound healing, skin rejuvenation, and anti inflammatory responses. I'm not a doctor. We all know that, but it is common knowledge, not controversial, that inflammation is the root, the key of all disease. It is the root, the key of all pain. And so here we see, in addition to wound healing, skin rejuvenation, and anti inflammatory responses. This copper peptide is not only celebrated for its aesthetic benefits, but also lends itself to enhanced systemic recovery. An exciting revelation as we seek solutions that harmonize inner vitality with outer aesthetics. And so, pause right there. Is there a place in the market for a product such as that? Expand it further. Is there a place in the market for a product such as that, which is offered with pharmaceutical grade ingredients, the exact ingredient one would pay to get an injectable form, the exact same peptide, but available without a needle and available without a prescription at a dramatically lower price? Is there a market for that? The answer is clearly and obviously yes. Is the market going to get bigger or smaller? Bigger. And is there then opportunity in delivering a product to a needing consuming base of products that do these things I'm describing and selling them into a market where the current knowledge base is so limited that you can become a primary information deliverer to the vast majority of people with less than a week of knowledge gaining? Let us now turn our attention to the dynamic trinity of BPC 157. Oh, there we see that's in the Wave of Beauty. KPV, well, that's in the Wave of Beauty. 5-amino 1-MQ, that is where? That is in the Wave of Body. And BPC 157, here we see it again in the Wave of Beauty. Ascend. Now let's turn our attention to the dynamic trinity of KPC 157, KPV, and 5-amino 1MQ. BPC-157, a synthetic peptide, talk about this one first, is renowned for its ability to facilitate cellular repair, making it a favorite among those recovering from injuries. Folks, is there a market for that? Yes. Is it big? Yes. Is it growing? Yes. And what if we could offer a superior product at a beneficial price? On a different note, KPV shines with its powerful anti-inflammatory prowess, offering relief to those grappling with chronic inflammatory conditions. Folks, I just described the entire front half of the baby boom. The entire front half of the baby boom is who I just described in the category of people who almost universally would need that product, and countless of those who are much earlier in their progression of life, but whom, for a variety of reasons, have significant inflammatory marker issues. On a different note, KPV, with its powerful anti-inflammatory promise, offering relief to those grappling with chronic inflammatory conditions. Meanwhile, 5-amino 1MQ, next peptide, is revolutionizing metabolic support, posited to assist weight management and energy metabolism. Such innovative health interventions are resonant with NUEVA's vision to drive curiosity to action through transformative products. As awareness around peptides grows, so too does the appetite for their capabilities in the United States and Canada. The sales trajectory is climbing sharply. One thing for all of you to know, we'll discuss this a little bit when we talk about another of the elements, the factors required for success, that the timing of the venture. It says here, the sales trajectory is climbing sharply. Please know and understand this. People out there in the marketplace, they are talking about peptides. They're probably just not talking to you about peptides because they don't consider you to be a source of knowledge. If you become that source of knowledge, you'll be surprised to find that you enter conversations, you're not joining them. You are entering conversations. This is a buzz. This is a topic. People are talking about it. When you're able to join a conversation instead of provoking a conversation, that creates quite a different business opportunity. At NUEVA, this surge aligns with our commitment to spearheading advancements that redefine everyday experiences. By continuously transforming excitement into tangible solutions, we remain steadfast in fostering an informed community that confidently embraces new realms of health and wellness. And the concluding statement, in conclusion, peptides present an extraordinary leap into the future of health, marrying scientific insights with practical applications. GHKCU, BPC 157, KPV, and their contemporaries illustrate the diverse potentials of these compounds, underscoring NUEVA's dedication to redefining what it means to live in harmony with science. As we stand at this invigorating junction of innovation and health, let us march forward together, ever curious, ever adventurous, and ever committed to experiencing modern living at its very best. Now, folks, I want to go backwards here to nitro. This I'm surprised. I guess I'm always surprised when something really works for me. I'm surprised at how immediately this one worked when I read about it. What I read was that NUEVA Nitro had the ability to cause my body to produce nitric oxide. And if my body produces nitric oxide, that is my body's own creation of a very, very powerful vasodilator, expanding the arteries, the blood vessels, the veins, and even the tiny capillaries with increased vascular dilation, that then results in increased blood flow, which results in increased oxygenation to literally every part of the body. And there are some parts of nitro that are very obvious to me that it's about nitro, improved circulation. That dynamic is something that is obvious. It is evident in various ways. There are other parts of it that I was surprised at. Um, I talked about the fact that there's some combination of the products that I'm using that have completely changed my digestive health. This is the one that has completely changed my digestive health. And it's just the truth. We all, some parts of human functions are not all that attractive to talk about. But the truth is that as I have aged, all processes of the digestive system, from the time that I put something in my mouth until it's eliminated, no parts of my digestive system work the very same way that they worked when I was younger. This product has made a change in a matter of days that I did not anticipate. I didn't bargain on it. I didn't think it was coming, but it makes such a difference in the way that I feel, in the way that I experience life. Boosts focus, blood flow, stamina, enhances recovery and performance. And I can tell you in my own case, it has made a shocking difference in various functions in my body. I could not be a stronger and greater advocate for this product. We talked about. Now here, I am not going to tell you all about this product because while I have ordered it, I have not yet received it. And that, of course, will turn to one of our business building strategies. Is it not evident that I can be more effective delivering information about a product that I've had the chance to see, touch, taste, feel, consume, and therefore understand? The answer is yes. And so here I'm hampered by the fact that when I placed my initial order, I did not order this product. That was a mistake on my part. I should have done so. Now I can tell you what it does in my body. When I ordered NUEVA Nitro, the absolute truth is energy is not something I need. I've got plenty of it. I think of myself as being fairly focused. I honest to God, I didn't really plan on even using the product. So grateful am I that I tried it because I found out that it's unbelievably important to me. And that puts the focus. Now I can see that I likewise should have acquired this product the very first day because now I can tell you about it. Stay tuned. That will come very soon. And let's just see what it does. Supports focus, clarity, and sustained energy without a crash. Enhances NGF and BDNF for brain growth and resilience. Next time we talk, I'll know what those things are. Right now, I candidly admit that I don't. Why? Because I didn't have the product. I didn't use it. It didn't come to the front of my mind. I didn't study it. I studied these. I started using them. When I started using them, they started working for me. And then I studied. I made a mistake in not doing the same thing with the Wave of Morning, and that will happen soon. The Wave of Still Collagen. First time today. And the reason is because it was what I just spoke of. It's because I'm using snow collagen because of NUEVA Nitro. I just absolutely had no idea what NUEVA Nitro might do for me. And so, once again, a beauty ritual that to me sounded more like a female idea, a female agenda. I'm not one. But now I realize once again that that was a mistake. Do I need hormonal balance? Absolutely, I do. I need that as badly as a woman does who's in perimenopause, early menopause, or postmenopause. Things change for men in hormone production as well. I need that as much as a female does. Deep hydration. The truth is that while physical appearance ego is not one of my big issues, it is the fact that I am 68 and I have an 8-year-old little boy. And it's not infrequent that I am, well, yesterday I was at Bosco's school and there were only a few other dads there. I have the benefit of being a dad that was at his school. Why? Because I have a home-based business. I don't have a job. I work for myself. One of the things I decided years ago. But the other dads that were there, they were 25 and 30 years younger than me. I don't want other people to think I'm Bosco's grandfather. I don't. I want other children to think of me as like the other dads. And you know what they do? They do up until now. I've retained my youth at a higher level than most people my age have. And that's partly because of lifestyle choices. It's partly because of the incredible products I've used over the course of my career, always, 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 until just the last couple of years, being at the forefront of the anti-aging movement and being at the forefront of preventive health care through nutrition and trying to prevent disease instead of correcting it as it goes along. And the fact is that I have aged well, I think, also because of the optimism, the encouragement that comes as a result of being in this industry. But this morning, for the first time, I used NUEVA Snow Collagen. And so I'm going to be able to tell you a little bit more about this next time we speak. Supports radiant skin, joint, and hormonal balance. Deep hydration. I do know a bit about hyaluronic acid. If you were to go to Neiman Marcus or any other fine department store, go to the cosmetics counter and look at the products that include hyaluronic acid, you'll see they're highly priced because hyaluronic acid has such a profound ability to retain moisture in the skin and to actually attract moisture from the environment into the skin. One of the ways to retain a youthful appearance is to retain hydration. That gets increasingly difficult as we age. And powered by type 2 collagen plus glow, which is a group of boosting botanicals. Now, the elements required for success, and I'm going to glance at my clock here. So we have now spent 29 minutes, and I have only talked about a few of the products that are at NUEVA Life. Not talked about them all by any stretch of the imagination. I've talked about just the few. I've talked about the few that I'm using. But I want to now move quickly through the other elements required for success. And I'm not disappointed that I spent 29 minutes talking about the product because the product is the opportunity in the case of NUEVA Life. The second element required for success is the company itself. And here we see the man holding the microphone. That is Brian McMullen. I've known Brian for many, many years. Brian is I would say he's one of the key components in the upper echelons of direct selling, ownership, management, and distributorship in the world for the last many, many years. I've known Brian, I'm going to say, for 30 years. This team of people you see surrounding Brian are people who chose not to be sold. Several months back, about 6 months ago, one of the fine network marketing companies in the world, unfortunately, had been acquired by a private equity firm. That company was Modere, acquired by a private equity firm. And about 6 months ago, that private equity firm decided to redeploy their assets and to liquidate Modere, a good network marketing company, a good product company. The primary assets were sold to Shackley, but people can't be bought and sold. And this group of people said, well, no, we kind of want to do it our way. We want to start a company. We have different ideas. We have different product ideas, different directions we want to go, different ways we want to administrate a compensation plan. And we really want to create a business that would be attractive to people who do what we do. And you can really only know and understand that if you've done it. So this is a group of people, many of whom I know, that have been in the direct selling industry, building customer bases and building sales organizations, building leadership structures for many, many, many years. I promise you we can all learn something from them. I can also promise you that we will bring our own unique style to this enterprise. And I believe that as a result of bringing our own unique style and also integrating aggressively AI into our mechanisms, when we add the NUEVA product line to the NUEVA ownership group, to this leadership group, the strategies and practices we will deliver, I firmly intend to help each of you have your single greatest success. Second element required for success is a company that can execute. And here, as I've described, this company is led by people who do what you do. They do what I do. They know and understand what it feels to be on our side of the desk. The company is completely self-funded. It is privately held, did more than $5 million in sales in its first 75 days. Last month was month number 6, and the company did over $3 million in sales. Now that leads us to the third element required for success. The first one is a product or a group of products that matter to people, and I illustrated only a handful of the many. Second is the company itself, its ability to execute, and what I can say to you is so far so good. I am so extremely impressed with all things Nueva from an administrative standpoint, and of course I have the benefit of long-term relationships, which make it very comfortable for me. Then we talk about timing. Remember, growth is what multiplies and magnifies efforts. This is a company that's gone from 0 to $3 million in monthly sales in its first 6 months. Remember the keys to the creation of a large income in a short period of time. We cannot go forward in a vehicle that's going backwards. This vehicle is moving forwards. We cannot move fast in a vehicle that's moving slow. This vehicle has gone from 0 to $3 million in monthly sales in the last very short period of time. We cannot have tremendous success if the runway before us is too short. If the company's nearing its point of maturity, then we would have little opportunity for growth. Here we see a company that, while only 6 months old, is already financially viable, is producing incomes that will blow you away. I mean, they're already team builders. There are two separate ways one can participate in this company, building customer bases. People building a customer base with no team building function, several of them making over $15,000 a month after a matter of weeks, really, after 6 months in the business. And those on the team building side, both who have become effective in both building leadership structures and developing customer bases, there are people making 6 figures a month after only 6 months. And so the keys to the creation of a large income in a short period of time are what? To find a vehicle going the direction we want to go, moving the speed at which we would like to grow, that is closer to the origin than destination, and then find that which is destined to occur. Don't try to make things happen. Find that which will happen and cause it to occur more quickly. So now we've looked at the market dynamics, the tremendous acceleration in the distribution of peptides in the United States and Canada. Then we see our company coming to market with pricing advantages, product advantages, pricing advantages, selling into a curious but as yet uneducated society. That is, in fact, an absolute sweet spot for a properly constructed sales and leadership organization. Now, today we're going to learn about something that you've not participated in perhaps up until now. Nueva's social selling model is extraordinary, and today will be my first fledgling attempt at that, delivering a message that has absolutely nothing to do with the business, nothing to do with enrolling a new member, nothing to do with compensation plans, but has purely to do with attracting a customer base, people who want and need what this company offers and who will acquire if they're made aware of it. That first social sharing model, that will happen today at 4 o'clock Eastern. My fledgling, my first experience. I want you to know that 80% of this company's sales are pure product purchases made by consumers who have no access to the compensation plan, that being made possible by the Nueva social sharing model. And I could not be more thrilled to see this new addition to my business building practices being added to the mix. I'll introduce that for the first time today at 4 o'clock Eastern. On this session, I don't find much need to go through a lengthy compensation plan dialogue. I'll simply describe to you that there are two separate ways that one can build. One can build purely on a customer basis when one is building based upon customers and product consumption. Compensation is not based upon structure, not based upon teams, this many enrollments on this side, this many here, this much volume. No. If you do between 1 and 200 volume points in a month on customer sales, you make 15%. When that volume gets to $15,000 per month or higher, it goes to 40%. I want you to know there are multiple people in this company who last month earned that 40% on customer volume because multiple people had over $15,000 in customer volume in only the sixth month in business. Folks, this is unlike anything we've ever done before. This is not an extension or a continuation of our careers. This is different. And the company also has a very simple, easy to understand team building compensation mechanism, which is an 8 generation unilevel. Today at 6 o'clock Eastern, I will do a compensation plan analysis that dives into both sides of the compensation mechanism. And that is why I don't see a need to go into it in detail now. Let me simply say that while I am a newcomer to the world of peptides, I am not a newcomer to the world of preventive health. I am a newcomer to the worlds of peptides, but I'm not a newcomer to the world of youth retention. I'm a newcomer to the world of peptide, but I'm not a newcomer to the world of creating distribution for products that matter and therefore helping other people earn royalties. There will be complete discussion of how the compensation plan mechanisms work. That at 6 o'clock Eastern today, and you're going to be very happy. I promise you that. Very, very simple systems. I've come to believe that in today's environment, simplicity is key, complexity is our enemy. This is about the easiest thing I've ever seen. Now, I am going to encourage each of you who have not done so yet. If you have not done so yet, I promise you, you cannot, will not begin to understand or even fathom or have the slightest imagination of what this opportunity is until and unless you begin to consume the product. The product is the star of the show. And I also encourage you to focus on the value packs. They have really the price points become absolutely exceptional. And there are several. Those who are interested in building large businesses, please, please, please recognize that we will have a new member orientation coming up at noon Eastern. And in that new member orientation, I will describe proper strategies for what is the product that one should acquire. And that depends upon who you are, what do you want, and what are you trying to accomplish. For those interested in building larger businesses, I will tell you that being able to consume the entire product offering, I explained my own error. I mean, when I started, I acquired that body signature set. The truth is that I should have acquired everything the company sold at the very outset because now there are products that I've not used. And because I've not used them, can't properly describe them to you. And that may result in you not acquiring one. Because why? Because I hadn't used it and hadn't told you about it. Now run that on down the road. Just run that on down the road. What if everybody in your business has the chance to learn from you about your own product successes? Now, here I'm very, very consciously aware of the fact that some people, especially here at the holiday season, are struggling to have cash on hand. I'm not asking anybody ever to spend money you can't afford to spend. I am telling you that you are now launching a business. And a friend I met years ago said, guys, if we were starting a different kind of a business, if we were opening a flower shop today, what would we have to have? Would we just buy one bouquet of roses and have it there in the cooler? Or would we have quite a few bouquets of roses in case somebody wanted to buy one? Common sense, folks, to the extent that it is financially prudent for you, I believe that we should all see, touch, taste, consume, and therefore understand every single thing. We should see, touch, taste, feel, consume, and therefore understand every single thing that this company has to offer. In so doing, we'll become a more effective ambassador of it. And in so doing, we get by far the greatest price points contained in the packs. Okay, the elements required for success are what? A product that matters to people. We've talked about that. And again, very next business presentation I do will have more detailed information about the product offerings. The social selling discussion held later today will have more information about more of the product offerings. The elements required for success, a product that matters to people, the demand for which is growing, and the need for which is more than casual, a pressing need. And there are a lot of people who have pressing needs for what this company offers. And that pressing need can be met by this company's product offerings at a very, very significant pricing advantages. And there is an opportunity to generate income as a result of becoming a conduit to other people's use. And so my question is, are you curious to learn how to earn income? Well, then I suggest that you join me in the upcoming new member orientation. That only 20 minutes from now. Note there is a separate link, not the same one. And I invite you to be with me at 4 o'clock Eastern for the social selling pure product introduction product presentation, and at 6 o'clock this evening for the compensation plan analysis. My intention is to give you enough information today that you can act. You can act with certainty. You can act with confidence. You know what is the right thing for you to do at this moment in time to accomplish your objectives, whatever they are. I am going to stop the screen share here momentarily. I'm going to tell you all that I appreciate you a great deal, that I find the future to be so remarkably bright. There is an opportunity for us right now to recapitalize all of our knowledge, whatever it is. We can recapitalize all of our knowledge. We can take the skills that we've developed and we can redirect those skills into an environment that is right for the time. And the God's honest truth is we can make more money more quickly by helping other people experience life in the absence of physical pain, experience life as they age a little bit more gracefully, and experience life with a little less financial pressure themselves, should they choose to join us in this venture. God bless everybody. I'm your greatest advocate, and there is no limit to the things I'm willing to do to help you succeed. That's my goal and my objective. Hope to see you on the new member orientation coming up in 20 minutes. And remember, a different link. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.